Hello, and this is our trip to Universal Studios Japan. The main portion, or the main reason why we went to Japan for our honeymoon, to see Universal Studios in Japan.
Yeah, because we really wanted to go to Nintendo World because we're nerds, so don't blame us too hard. On this first day, you will see that we were mostly in Nintendo World, but first, look at the entrance here and look how much they put into theming it. It's just very nice. So after being in the entrance, you end up going into the kiddie portion of the world with Sesame Street, Snoopy, Hello Kitty. It's very wholesome.
And I don't know if this is weird to say, but maybe because I love Snoopy a lot, so this is one of my favorite. Well, I was really happy when I walked here. I was like, oh my god, the whole section to Snoopy. I really want to try this cloud ride, but I think it was a bit too tall, and I was like, every kid was under 7. I was like, yeah, that's a bit creepy. So we went in here to see the set designs for Snoopy, although I don't know what set it's for, but I think it's just real life sets of the cartoon.
Yeah, and another thing with the cloud ride is it seemed like you had to have a ticket to even try it. Because I do think we tried to get on and we found out you had to have a ticket. And most of the people going on it were adults with their kids. But as you can see in this set design here, it's mostly kids focused, playground area, kiddie rides. But it was really, really lovely to walk around to see the cartoon characters. It's such a nice vibe. And also because we were there in July and August, very warm summer weather. So inside it was nice and cool and you could just enjoy the sets.
And there's so much merch. I wanted to almost buy everything. Just a note again, I think I said in another video, the merch you get in Snoopy Land, you can't get outside of Universal Studios because there's a lot of Snoopy shops in Japan, in Kiddie World, for example, Kiddie Land. And they have really good merch, but you can't get the same merch in both stores. So if you like Snoopy, get both. And here we are walking to Harry Potter World, which was a long walk, and honestly, they could have done a bit more. They did a few set designs, like the car as you saw. But the moment you get in, it's really beautiful and really bringing Harry Potter to real life.
Yeah, and as Cheshire said, the walk there were a few stones at the entrance, and then most of the walk was just forested area, and then the one car. But this is where it's at. I know it's a set design, but I kind of wish that the snow on top of these buildings could come on and off, so the snow would only be there in the winter just to kind of add to the season. But yeah, it was really, really cool. The first ride we went on, you can see some of the queue area here was, I think it's called the Forbidden Forest Experience or something like that. And it's a really cool ride. You sit in these carts that kind of tumble you forward and backward, and you're surrounded by round 4D screens, and it just feels like you're flying through scenes from Harry Potter. It's such a good ride, definitely worth going.
Yes, the No Limit Parade. So this happens, I think, maybe twice a day, or am I wrong?
I think it's once or twice a day, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a ride for all the characters and all the famous brands under Universal Studios. I didn't know Sesame Street was under Universal Studios. I always thought that was under Disney. But yeah, it had all these really cool familiar characters like Hello Kitty. You'll see the Minions soon. You got the Pokemon and Super Mario and his crew. So it's a really nice parade, especially for kids, and the music is annoyingly addictive, as you just heard, and you can't help singing it throughout the whole day. But yeah, it was a very cute parade.
And we were quite lucky to catch it because it just happened to be there. We were strolling around. I think we were going towards the Spider-Man ride or something. We were going towards one of the rides in the main area. And we just happened upon the parade as it started, so we got to see the whole parade. We sped it up for you, so if you want to see it real speed, slow it down to half speed because we sped it up.
it's a bit weird. Like you never notice these things as brands. Like Sing, I never thought of it as a brand, like a franchise or anything like that. It's just it's just a cartoon film. But I guess that's all. Universal doesn't have a huge ton compared to Disney, I suppose. But it's got some big bangers now with Pokemon and Nintendo, and they also have Jurassic Park, which they didn't put as part of Parade. But yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's not like popular enough to be like
child friendly.
Yeah, child friendly. But as we can see, the Mario Kart is in the parade, and Nintendo World is quite new. And at the end, we have like Pokemon, and they are talking about expanding the park. So we are thinking if they expand the park, it's probably going to be Pokemon themed.
There wasn't a lot of Pokemon merch, by the way, in the park compared to everything else. Again, I think because the next expansion is going to be Pokemon, so that's when they're going to have it. But there wasn't a lot of Pokemon merch compared to everything else you saw driving past. Shout out to these people. It's really hot that day, and they're all wearing either these obviously costumes, which must be really warm because it's all made of like fur or velvet, and then these dancers on roller skates in like tight clothes. So yeah, that must be really gross and really sweaty.
And now for the main event of this day. Super Nintendo World is quite new to Universal, so if you want to go there, on your ticket you need to get a specific ticket that has a timed entry for Super Nintendo World. I would recommend getting one of the interactive bracelets because Super Nintendo World has a lot of interactive areas, and if you don't really have the bracelets, I don't know if it would be worth the visit without the bracelets because it has like 3 rides in there and everything else is interactive, but it was so good, and this is where we spent pretty much the entire first day.
Yeah, obviously as you can imagine, it's very, very packed as well. But you saw Alice with the Yoshi bracelet, I had the Toad bracelet, and those are really fun. Like you go around the area and you just interact and then you get these coins. And then if you download the Universal app, you can see, so if I was Toad, I can see where Toad is on the ranking that day. Alice can see where Yoshi was on the ranking that day, and you try and win for your team. I don't know where you win, but it's just a little competition. But yeah, this is Nintendo World, and look how real life it looked like. Definitely more inspired from the film than the games, but both kind of the same anyway.
And I think also because we lucked out so much with the weather, you can see there's almost no clouds in the sky, so it almost looks like we are in a cartoon. But yeah, like Cheshire said, with the app you downloaded, you can earn coins, you can earn stickers, you can earn so many things throughout the day, and you can come back and add to it. So it makes it worth keeping your bracelet and like really going all in, and it's just so much fun. And Team Yoshi won on this day, by the way.
That's me sweating and dying in the heat, but still loving it.
And in a moment we'll come up on the first ride we tried for the day, which was the Super Mario Go-Kart one. We used our Fast Pass because on our ticket it had specific rides for Fast Pass, so the Forbidden Forest experience and the Flight of the Hippogriff in Harry Potter World, plus the Super Mario Kart and the Yoshi ride were Fast Pass. And on this specific day, I think the non-Fast Pass was 50 or 60 minutes wait, whereas the Fast Pass was half that time, if not less. And it was so nice because even if you're on the Fast Pass, you still get a lot of this themed queuing, as you can see with the different cup trophies that you can win and all of that.
Yeah, it was really cool. It's kind of like what would Mario Kart look like in real life, because when you play the game, you just know the tracks. But here's like, oh, if someone's building a kart, it was like a library of how to build the right machine for a kart, and then you saw the trophies in real life, which was really cool. A little cute boo there. Yeah, it was a really fun idea they thought about, like some sort of like inventor's workshop of building a nice kart.
And when you go on the ride, it's like a 3D, 4D experience. You get this plastic hat with a Mario cap on and these glasses that attach to it. So when you're in the car, you see like the game in front of you and you have to turn your steering wheel to catch coins, and you can click on the wheel to throw shells, and then you gather points, and you are either on Team Mario or Team Koopa kind of competing against each other, and it's really, really fun.
This is now the Yoshi ride. It was quite nice. It was very relaxing. It's not like a coaster or anything. It's more of like a little nice tour drive around the Mario Park, which is, it was nice. It's definitely for kids, just to enjoy and just enjoy the Yoshi environment. It's a bit similar to the Yoshi game. So, it was very cute enough. I wouldn't go on it twice. The Mario one I would have definitely, but this one, it was a nice like little break from the hard coasters.
And as you can see here on the Yoshi ride, you get a really good view of like the whole park, and it's just so pretty. And we got some Yoshi drinks after.
Yeah, and this is the queue for the Mario Cafe. I don't know what to say. You might as well go for it. The queue is long. There is no fast pass for the Mario Cafe. The queue is long. It's really nice themed. Like the theme was really nice, and indoor was nice. The food, I had a grilled chicken burger, which will come up. That was a bit meh. But the dessert was nice. I would say it wasn't the best themed cafe that we went on our honeymoon. Well, I personally don't think so.
Yeah, it was alright. So we just decided to go. But if you go when there's a queue, they'll give you like a time to come back. So it's like time tickets, because I think it's like one of the only cafes in the area to really eat this Kinopio Cafe or Toad Cafe. But yeah, it was alright.
And this is Nintendo World at night, which is absolutely beautiful because of the illumination of everything. It's so cool, and you're just having fun at this point. Well, we were just trying to do the interactive game, trying to get more coins. It was really beautiful.
I remember one of those interactive games. We thought we could just be 2, but I think you were supposed to be 4. It's one where you have to turn off alarm clocks so a plant won't wake up. And we got paired with these 2 little boys, and we were just like, oh, okay. But we had fun. Like all the interactive games, there are 4 of them. If you win 3 of them, you unlock this ride here, which is Koopa Kid ride.
Bowser Kid.
And
Bowser
the challenges are really easy, so you can win them, and there are 4 of them. So even if you lose one, you're guaranteed to win at least 3 to go into that, and it's just like a fun physical exercise challenge. It's really nice.
Although I don't think many people won it because there was hardly any queues for this one. So that's cool. So yeah, do make the effort to try and win and get all the keys to unlock it, because it is fun. And this is day 2, so we did 2 days, because why not? And this time we just wanted to look around the park. I mean, we did have another ticket for Super Mario, and we did go on the Mario rides again, but mostly we did the rest of the park just to enjoy and take our time, see the entire Universal Studio.
Yeah, I think the few rides we retried was the Forbidden Forest experience and the Super Mario Kart ride. Those 2 we retried, and then we went back on the Spider-Man ride. And then we tried the Jurassic Park ride. You'll see how wet we were at some point later on. There's a picture of that. We went on the Hollywood ride because we had a fast ticket for that as well. But as you can see here, we're just like kind of enjoying it back into Kittyland, trying to see everything, and it's really nice.
We also went on the Jaws ride. That was fun. It's like a boat ride. But yeah, we went back to Kittyland because I wanted to get more merch. I didn't go on the cloud ride. And I think I had a churro here. There was loads of churros of each theme. So there was a Hello Kitty churros. There was a Minions churros. We went on a Minion ride as well. So there was all these churros and they were okay. They're just sugary, fried sugar basically, isn't it? The food in the park in general was okay. We had, when we were near the Jaws ride, we had like Jaws, like chicken pieces. It was chicken basically, but roasted. But that was really nice. And the drinks were really good around there. This was a Sesame Street like little playground, which was cute enough. And this was a water show that we saw while we were trying to get to Spider-Man. Just a random water gun show, which was cool. It's actors and people dressed in Mario costumes just spraying water at the crowd and saying stuff in Japanese.
And as you can see, we went on the Spider-Man ride again.
Yeah, they had really cool like throwbacks to the old 90s Spider-Man cartoon. And then we went to the Minion Park. I'm not the hugest Minion fan, but the Minion ride was really good. This 4D ride, which was surprisingly good. Like, we were just like, oh, let's just try it. There was no queue, and we tried it. It was really good.
We ended up in a cart with like a kid and their dad, and you're basically just in this car that like shakes while you're watching this 4D screen. And I'm gonna say this, that ride was almost better than it deserved to be. Like, it was surprisingly good and fun. So if you find yourself in Minion World, go for I think it's called Minion Mayhem, that ride. It's just a 4D screen. It's super fun.
And just a tip, we managed to get on the ride without no queue because we went around the evening time. In the evening, I don't know why, there was hardly anyone around. I guess everyone went home. But yeah, that's another tip. If you want to go on rides with no queues, just wait a bit in the evening. Back in the Mario kart ride that we said we were going to go to. So yeah, a few more pictures from there. And some of the designs, which was really cool. The weapons being built for the Mario Karts. That's us after the Jurassic Park ride. Told you we're going to be really wet.
And then we saw the water show. We had heard about it, and we got told that the next one would be around 6 p.m. that day, I believe. So we went back and watched it. We weren't really sure what it was going to be. I thought it was going to be something with like dolphins or something, but it was this whole acting shenanigan, and they were riding around on boats and spraying the crowd with water only if you're in the first rows, and it was just so good.
Yeah, it was really good. Very simple, nice, fun action storyline, and the stunts were really good. It was well made, and we weren't really expecting much. We just saw that this guy was shouting, water show this way. And we were like, okay, let's go.
And again, if you want to see this in real time, slow down the video because we sped it up. And you can also find the whole video on YouTube, but if you're going to Universal Studio, save it. Don't spoil yourself.
And now we're going back to the Harry Potter world, Harry Potter land, in the evening. This is us walking through the forest. I guess the forest looks a lot nicer at night. Everything mostly does because everything's well illuminated. But it's a bit of a long walk for not much interaction. But yeah, the park itself is really beautiful at night.
Yeah. Although when you are in the park, just like Nintendo World has interactive elements, if you have the bracelet, inside Harry Potter World there is a place where you can buy these wands that interact with certain things in the park. So you can make a plant scream at you, you can make a book open for you, you can make a chimney spit fire. And the chimney spitting fire, we do have a picture of that later on.
And I think the train as well. I think the train steams if you wave your wand at it.
I think we mostly went in here, was it at night we tried the Forbidden Forest experience again, or during the day, because we had been earlier in the day, but I think we mostly went back here to find something to eat because we'd seen a cafe or an eatery that looked like it had really good food, so we were like, yeah, let's go there and eat for the night.
Yeah, it definitely did have the best food. Harry Potter World had the best, like, main food. Better than Nintendo World.
I think, what was it, we were It was called the Leaky Cauldron or something.
Yeah.
It's a Hogsmeade themed restaurant. So, and it has really nice food. Like, it was solid, really solid.
Yeah. There's a lot of merch as well. Again, similar to, as I said, outside of Japan, there is like Harry Potter themed cafes. We never went to those, but there is like Universal based Harry Potter merchandise. So if you do like something in Universal Studios, don't think, oh, I'll just wait till I get outside of Universal Studios and buy it there and then. And this is the cafe. I think it was called Leaky Cauldron. It was very nice. I got fish and chips because I'm British.
I got a steak.
What was your favorite part of the theme park, Alice?
I would say my favorite area was definitely Nintendo World. I think my favorite ride was the Forbidden Forest experience. What about you?
Yeah, I think my favorite area was the Nintendo World. I think my favorite ride was the Jurassic Park ride because I like getting water on me. Also, just to note that we haven't shown it here, but we went to see a Jujutsu Kaisen 4D show. Like, you just sit in a cinema and it's like a 4D show, which was fun. It was in Japanese, of course, no subs. But yeah, it was a really fun experience. Again, we watched it late at night because there's no queue. Oh, here's the fire thing, by the way. And yeah, we just walked around the park. We also went on the Hollywood ride. And then we saw this random, I guess, salsa show with people from South America, which was really cool.
Yeah, so we randomly caught 3 shows, which was crazy because, like, there are screens that says when these shows are scheduled, and we didn't look at them, we just happened upon them. But if you want to see the shows, definitely keep an eye on the maps, on the apps, on the screens, because they are there and they are good.
And yeah, that was our time in Universal Studios.
Do go if you ever go to Osaka. It's worth it. Hit the like button and subscribe. Bye.